coffee rings beside the till. A bus pass tucked inside her apron. Bent from too many rides, the bell above the diner door shook once in the rain. He came in with his jacket wet, coins loose in both his hands. The bus pass in your apron pocket, folded thin from working days. Your hands smelled like coffee steam. Mine smelled like rain and rust. No one said too much out loud, but you stayed close enough. A pie plate cooling by the sink, salt on fries left on the tray. He watched her count the dinner tips. Street lights blinking through the glass. A bus rolled by without a stop, splashing through the curb. She looked down at the worn-out pass and smiled without a word. The bus pass in your apron pocket, folded thin from working days. Your hands smelled like coffee steam. Mine smelled like rain and rust. No one said too much out loud, but you stayed close enough. The radio hummed low and warm. A truck rolled down the road. She slipped the pass back in her apron and turned to pour one more. The bus pass in your apron pocket, still there when the lights went dim. Coffee cold and chairs turned up. Rain slowing on the street. One more night before the bus, one more cup with you. The bell went still above the door, and midnight settled in. He folded napkins by the sink, white cloth stacked in crooked rows, grease smell drifting from the grill, rain tapping on the back door. A jukebox blinking soft and blue, plates drying on the rack. She walked in from the alley rain, hair wet against her coat, folded napkins at the back alley diner, hands moving slow through midnight light. Your coat hung dripping by the wall, my sleeves rolled past my wrists. Nothing big was said that night, just napkins and the rain. A broom leaned by sat beside the sink. A neon sign hung through the wall. Cars rolled past outside. He handed her a cup of coffee, still warm from the pot. Folding napkins at the back alley diner, hands moving slow through midnight lights. Your coat hung dripping by the wall. My sleeves rolled past my wrists. Nothing big was said that night, just napkins and the rain. The cook lights flickered once and died. Only the kitchen clock remained. She held one napkin in her hands and stared into the steam. Folding napkins at the back alley diner, morning pale behind the glass. The stack was high, the floor was clean, but neither one moved yet. One more hour before the dawn, still folding side by side. The rain let up behind the door, and morning filled the street.
Chairs were up, the floor half swept. Coffee cups turned upside down. Salt wind pushed against the glass. Boats moving through the dark. He locked the register and sighed, counted change into a jar. She stood there by the window rail, watching lights across the bay. Closing time at the Ferry dock Café. Steam fading from the final cup. Your hands wrapped around the paper sleeve. Mine cold from locking up. No one rushed to say goodbye. Just watch the water move. A ferry horn called through the fog. The sugar jar was almost bare. She traced circles on the table, listening to the tide. He poured the last warm coffee out and leaned beside her chair. The dock ropes knocked against the wood, soft in the midnight wind. Closing time at the Ferry dock Café. Steam fading from the final cup. Your hands wrapped around the paper sleeve. My watched the water move. A gull cried out beyond the pier. The tide pulled slow below. She took his hand for just a while before the final boat. Closing time at the Ferry dock Café. Morning gray along the bay. The tables clean, the lights turned low, but your cup stayed warm somehow. One more look before the horn, and morning took the tide. The lock clicked shut behind the door, and fog rolled through the dark.
It sat there on the garage shelf, dust along the metal side. My father used it every day. Before the morning shift, coffee stains around the cap, still dark after all these years. I picked it up and turned it slow, like holding back the past. My father's rusted thermos, cold inside my hands tonight. Scratches from the factory floor, coffee rings and years gone by. He carried it through every dawn and brought it back home late. His boots were gone beside the wall, the coat rack standing empty now. A wrench lay near the toolbox lid. Rain tapping at the roof, I poured some coffee in that cup and watched the steam rise up. The heater clicked beside the bench and filled the room with hum. My father's rusted thermos, cold inside my hands tonight. Scratches from the factory floor, coffee rings and years gone by. He carried it through every dawn and brought it back home late. A truck rolled by the gravel road, its lights across the wall. I heard his laugh inside my head, like he was still around. My father's rusted thermos, warm now by the garage light. Coffee rising through the dark, like all those early years. One ticket from last spring. Numbers faded at the edge, rain tapped soft against the bus stop roof. Cars rolled through the dark. She stood there with her coat pulled tight, waiting on the late bus. The lost lottery ticket in my wallet never meant much anyway. Your hands cold around your paper cup, mine deep in my coat. Funny how small things stay behind long after chances fade. A grocery bag beside her shoes, milk and bread inside the sack. She laughed when I showed her the slip, said we were never lucky. Streetlights flickered on the curb, steam rose from the drains. The bus was running 20 late, so we stayed there talking. The lost lottery ticket in my wallet never meant much anyway. Your hands cold around your paper cup, mine deep in my coat. Funny how small things stay behind long after chances fade. A bus passed by without a stop, water splashing at our feet. She brushed her hair behind her ear and looked up at the rain. The lost lottery ticket in my wallet, still there when the morning came. Numbers faded, paper worn, but you were standing near. One more ride and one more chance, not on paper this time. The bus lights glowed against the dawn and rolled us both away. Rows of headlights catching rain, price tags hanging in the glass. He stood by the chain link gate, hands deep in his denim coat, a paper cup gone cold and flat. Wind pushing through the flags, she drove up slow in borrowed lights. Tires wet against the gravel, waiting by the used car lot, rain shining on the hood. Your hands locked tight around the wheel, mine cold against the fence. No promises, no big plans, just waiting in the dark. Salesman's sign bent in the wind, coffee cups beside the shack. She shut the engine down real slow and looked out through the glass. He tapped once on the driver's side, then leaned into the rain. The lot lights buzzed above their heads, like they might go out soon. Waiting by the used car lot, rain shining on the hood. Your hands locked tight around the wheel, mine cold against the fence. No promises, no big plans, just waiting in the dark. A dog barked near the highway road, the wipers clicked once more. She opened up the passenger side and let the silence in. Waiting by the used car lot, morning pale across the glass. The lot was still, the road was wet, but both stayed in the car. One more mile, one more turn, waiting turn to driving. The lot lights faded in the rain, and tires hummed away.
Bills spread out across the table, coins roll near the sugar jar. The fan turned slow above the room, a siren somewhere down the block. He counted 20s, counted 10s, then stacked them in a line. She leaned back against the window frame, shoes kicked off on the floor, counting payday cash in apartment 4C, rent and groceries in our hands, your fingers sorting through the bills, mine holding back the change. No big wins, no easy roads, just making it this week. A frying pan still warm on low, dish towels hanging by the sink. She marked the phone bill with a pen, he checked the gas receipt twice. Streetlights flickered through the blinds and painted lines across the wall. The clock kept ticking over us, past 11:30, counting payday cash in apartment 4C, rent and groceries in our hands, your fingers sorting through the bills, mine holding back the change. No big wins, no easy roads, just making it this week. He found $3 in his coat, she laughed and shook her head. The little pile got just enough to stretch till Friday night, counting payday cash in apartment 4C, morning coming through the blinds, bills gone and coffee on the stove, quiet in the little room. One more weekend, one more try, counting till the light came up. The fan kept turning through the dawn and cooled the empty cups.
From the kitchen chair, leather cracked and worn thin. He dropped it there last Friday night after working double shifts. A lunch pail by the screen door, mud dried on the floorboards. She picked it up and ran her thumb across the broken edge. The broken belt buckle on the chair, holding all the hard days still. Your hands are rough from loading trucks, mine warm from folding shirts. No one talked about the strain, but it sat there anyway. The kitchen timer clicked on slow, soup simmering on the stove. He sat down with tired shoulders, boots lined by the wall. She set his plate in front of him, steam rising in the room. He smiled like he almost spoke, but let it pass instead. The broken belt buckle on the chair, holding all the hard days still. Your hands are rough from loading trucks, mine warm from folding shirts. No one talked about the strain, but it sat there anyway. Rainwater hit the porch outside. The screen door shook once hard. She laid the buckle by his hand and looked him in the eyes. The broken belt buckle on the chair, morning light against the wood. The buckle still, the coffee hot, and both were sitting close. One more shift and one more day, holding on like that. The chair stayed by the window wall, and daylight filled the room. Rainwater pool beside the steps, tin roof ringing overhead. A broom leaned by the rusted rail, mail soaked in the box. She sat wrapped in an old blanket, watching trucks go by. He walked up through the muddy lane, work gloves in his hand, rainwater by the trailer park porch, running slow beneath our feet, your hair damp against your coat, mine smelling like machine oil. No place else we had to be, just the rain and us tonight. A cooler by the porch light buzzed, the dog barked at the fence. He set a sack of groceries down, bread and milk and beans. She wiped the rain off from his hat and laughed about the storm. Thunder rolled across the field, but neither moved inside. Rainwater by the trailer park porch, running slow beneath our feet, your hair damp against your coat, mine smelling like machine oil. No place else we had to be, just the rain and us tonight. The porch light flickered once and dimmed when pushed against the screen. He fixed the loose step with one nail while rain kept falling down. Rainwater by the trailer park porch, morning breaking through the clouds, the puddles still along the dirt, and coffee in our hands. One more storm and one more day, rainwater on the steps. The trucks rolled out along the road and left the mud behind.
Steel doors open to the dawn, forklift humming in the cold. He carried toolboxes one by one across the painted lines. Bootsteps echoed through the dark, chains rattled in the dark. She checked the list beside the gate, pencil tucked behind her ear. Carrying toolboxes through the warehouse dock, heavy hands and heavy steel. Your coat caught in the morning wind, mine soaked through from the fog. No one said much before sunrise, just moving through the shift. A thermos sat beside the rail, steam rising through the chill. She marked the crates and called his name over engine noise. The truck backed in with flashing lights and shook the concrete floor. He wiped the sweat off with his sleeve and nodded toward the road, carrying toolboxes through the warehouse dock. Heavy hands and heavy steel. Your coat caught in the morning wind, mine soaked through from the fall. No one said much before sunrise, just moving through the shift. A gull flew past the loading bay. The sun cut through the gray. She handed him the final list and brushed his hand by chance, carrying toolboxes through the warehouse dock. Morning bright across the steel. The box is gone, the truck's rolled out, but your name stayed in my head. One more load and one more day, carrying through the dawn. The dock doors closed behind the shift, and engines faded low. The card was stained with butter marks, folded at the corners twice. She kept it by the window ledge, next to flour and old tin jars. Sunday light came through the screen. Dust danced in the kitchen air. You held it with both hands and smiled like she was standing there. Your mother's recipe card still smells like sugar and bread. Your hands tracing every line, mine resting by the stove. No big words, just morning light, and all the things she left. A mixing bowl beside the sink, the kitchen timer ticking low. You laughed about the burned up pies she made when times were hard. Coffee warming by the pot, rain tapping on the pane. No one spoke for just a while. The room was full enough. Your mother's recipe card still smells like sugar and bread. Your hands tracing every line, mine resting by the stove. No big words, just morning light, and all the things she left. The oven warmed the little room, Steam rose against the glass. You brushed the flour off your hands and looked out at the rain. Your mother's recipe card still warm beside the sink. Morning light across the floor and bread cooling on the rack. Something stayed through all the years, like her writing in your hand. The timer rang above the stove, and Sunday stayed a while.
Leaves were caught along the rail, wind blowing off the river hard. He pushed the broom through orange piles, boot heels scraping on the steel. Cars rolled slow above the lane, morning gray along the bridge. She walked up with her coat pulled tight, coffee steaming in her hand. Sweeping leaves at the city bridge rail, cold wind moving through the day. Your hands warm around that paper cup, mine rough against the broom. No big plans, no reason why, just meeting by the rail. A bus rolled past on Harbor Street, fog hung low above the river. She stood there watching boats below, hair caught in the winter wind. He leaned the broom against the rail and took the coffee cup. The leaves kept moving at their feet, like they could not stay still. Sweeping leaves at the city bridge rail, cold wind moving through the day. Your hands warm around that paper cup, mine rough against the broom. No big plans, no reason why, just meeting by the rail. A gull flew low across the water, its wings cutting through the fog. She laughed and pulled her coat in close. He brushed leaves off her shoe. Sweeping leaves at the city bridge rail, morning breaking through the gray. The broom was still, the cup was empty, but you stayed by my side one more hour before the shift, still standing by the rail. The river rolled beneath our feet and carried off the leaves. The ticket sat there on the dash, bent and soft from waiting weeks. Oil smell hanging in the air, rain tapping on the windshield. He checked the number one more time. Outside, the garage lights glowed. She sat beside him in the cold, hands wrapped in her sleeves. The repair shop claim ticket folded up inside my hand, your coat pressed close against my arm, mine smelling like grease and rain. No one rushed the midnight road. We just waited there. A wrench clanged from the back room floor. Steam rose from the coffee cup. She traced circles on the dashboard, watching headlights pass. The mechanic called his name at last. Keys hanging in one hand. He smiled like luck had turned around for just one night at least. The repair shop claim ticket folded up inside my hand, your coat pressed close against my arm, mine smelling like grease and rain. No one rushed the midnight road. We just waited there. The motor started rough at first, then settled into hum. She laughed and tapped the dashboard twice, like waking up old days. The repair shop claim ticket gone now from my coat pocket. The road stretched wet beneath the lights, and both were driving home. One more mile and one more song, with the windows cracked. The garage lights faded behind, and tires rolled through rain.
Ash fell soft beside the lamp, burn marks on the yellow shade. A suitcase open by the bed. Cheap cologne and wrinkled shirts. Rainwater slid down the glass. Cars moved slow below. She sat there by the curtain edge, smoking in the dark. Cigarette ash on the motel lamp, falling slow like midnight dust. Your hands shaking from the smoke. Mine still on the bedspread. No loud words, no reasons left. Just ash and motel light. A towel hung beside the sink, water dripping from the tap. He picked up the empty pack and crushed it in his hand. The TV flickered with no sound, blue against the wall. She looked up like she'd say goodbye, but let the silence stay. Cigarette ash on the motel lamp, falling slow like midnight dust. Your hands shaking from the smoke. Mine still on the bedspread. No loud words, no reasons left. Just ash and motel light. A siren passed out on the road, then faded through the rain. He opened up the curtain wide and watched the parking lot. Cigarette ash on the motel lamp, morning pale across the room. The ashtray full, the curtain still, but you were gone by dawn. One more trace before the road, just ash and motel light. The lamp burned low against the wall, and daylight filled the room.
Wood crates stacked beside the pier, salt wind cutting through the ropes. He lifted one onto the truck, hands rough from early work. Girls cried over moving boats. Fog hanging on the bed, she checked the names against the lid. Pencil tucked behind her ear, loading crates at the harbor dock. Morning cold against the tide, your coat caught in the ocean wind. Mine soaked through with spray. No one talked above the noise, just working side by side. A thermos by the loading rail, coffee cooling in the chill. She wiped the fog off both her hands and passed him one more crate. Engines rumble through the pier, chains knocked on the wood. The sun broke through the heavy gray. truck was full, the dock was clear, but you stayed by the rail. One more shift and one more dawn, loading through the day. The tide rolled in against the wood and morning moved along. The bag split open by the curb, oranges rolling through the rain, a loaf of bread beside the drain, milk tipped near his boots. She laughed and bent to pick them up. Cars splashed past too fast. He shook his head and grabbed the cans from under the wet street light. The grocery bag handle broke again, spilling out our Friday night. Your hands are wet from chasing apples down, mine holding bread and soup. No big trouble, no big deal, just life along the road. The paper tore clean down the side. Potatoes hit the sidewalk hard. She tucked the eggs inside her coat and held them safe and warm. He found the onions near the curb and brushed the rain away. The corner light kept flickering on, like it might quit too. The grocery bag handle broke again, spilling out our Friday night. Your hands wet from chasing apples down, mine holding bread and soup. No big trouble, no big deal, just life along the road. A neighbor waved from window 3, laughing at the mess. She smiled and handed him the milk, still cold against her hand. The grocery bag handle broke again. Morning light on kitchen tile. The bread was dry, the coffee warm, and fruit sat in a bowl. One more trip and one more week, still carrying it home. The torn bag hung beside the sink and dried there in the sun.
got here before the sun went down. Set the coffee by the rail.
I miss the bus on Harbor Road. Walk the rest along the bridge.
The paper cups turned cold too fast. Wind came hard off the water.
Your jacket looked the same to me, even in the fading light. Long road tonight, long walk to here. 2 cups cold at the riverbank bench. Water moving dark below. Your hand brushed mine against the wood. My coat wrapped around your knees. No big words, no need for much. Just sitting by the tide.
I kept your note inside my purse,
Folded by the grocery slips.
I kept your picture on the dash.
Bent from all the summer heat.
The river smelled like rain and leaves.
The lights came on too soon.
I almost drove right past this place,
But something made me stop. Long weeks apart, long nights alone. 2 cups cold at the riverbank bench. Water moving dark below. Your hand brushed mine against the wood. My coat wrapped around your knees. No big words, no need for much. Just sitting by the tide. I thought you'd gone too far away.
I thought you'd never turn around.
But here we are, beside this water, still holding on somehow. 2 cups cold at the riverbank bench. Morning rising through the fog. The coffee gone, the river wide. But both were sitting close. One more hour before the day. Still waiting by the tide.
Stay a while
Till morning comes.
One card left on table 3. Numbers circled in blue ink. The hall was quiet after 10. Chairs stacked by the wall. He wiped the floor beneath the lights, listening to the heater hum. She counted coins behind the desk, keys hanging by her side. The last bingo flyer on the floor, coffee stains beside the sink. She laughed about the lucky man who missed the final round. He leaned against the painted wall and stretched his tired arms. The neon clock above the door said 10:15. The last bingo card on table 3, left behind when night was done. Your hands sorting out the change, mine pushing chairs away. No one else was in the hall, just us and number calls. Rain tapped soft against the roof, a bus rolled by our side. She picked the card up in her hand and smiled at number 9. The last bingo card on table 3, morning pale behind the glass. The hall was clean, the lights were low, but your coat stayed on the chair. One more game and one more night, still here after all. The heater clicked against the wall and silence filled the room.
Spread out across the rug, heater humming by the chair. He read the power and the rent, with glasses low on his nose. Rain tapped hard against the pane, a coffee cup gone cold. She sat sewing by the lamp, needle moving through the cloth, reading bills by the old heater, paper stacked up in my hands, your fingers stitching through the tears, sorting through the week. No easy roads, no big breaks, just getting through somehow. The radio played soft and low, steam rose from the soup pot lid. She folded shirts beside the couch while he checked every line. The screen door shook once in the wind, the dog barked down the road. He rubbed his eyes and looked at her. She nodded from the chair, reading bills by the old heater, paper stacked up in my hands, your fingers stitching through the tear, mine reading bills by the old heater, morning light against the floor, the paper stacked, the heater warm, and quiet in the room. One more day and one more try, still holding through the cold. The heater clicked before the dawn and kept the room alive. He turned the sign from open to closed, counted change into the tray, breadcrumbs on the cutting board, boxes stacked against the wall. The floor smelled like oranges and soap, rainwater by the door. She stood there with her shopping bag, waiting in the light, locking up the corner grocery store, keys turning in the cold, your hands wrapped round a loaf of bread, mine rough from counting change. No big plans before the night, just walking home with you. A broom leaned by the freezer case, milk humming in the back. She asked if he still took that road past the river and the mill. He smiled and pulled his jacket tight. The rain had slowed outside. The streetlights glowed along the block like they had all week long. Locking up the corner grocery store, keys turning in the cold, your hands wrapped round a loaf of bread, mine rough from counting change. No big plans before the night, just walking home with you. A bus rolled by and splashed the curb, a dog barked down the lane. He locked the door and took her hand, walking through the wet, locking up the corner grocery store. Morning far beyond the dark, the shelves were full, the lights were off, but warmth stayed in the air. One more road and one more night, walking home with you. The key stayed warm inside his hand as rain slowed on the street.